it is that time again. The last time I uploaded on this channel was my island tour of the island I thought was done at the time. But Nintendo have decided to, for whatever reason, make a whole new update for the game, including a whole bunch of new items, including the Zelda set, the Splatoon set, everything available in the hotel. And so I've come back to the game to add some developments to the island, except not really. It's mainly just house stuff. But yeah. Today I'm going to be taking you guys quickly through some of the changes I have made, but it's mainly to do with housing and villagers. So in that video, alongside both the Splatoon furniture sets and the Zelda furniture sets, Splatoon and Zelda villagers came out, including Cece and Viche from Splatoon, and Minoru and Tulin from The Legend of Zelda. Now, as an avid Splatoon fan, as you can see by the one Splatoon video on the channel, and also as a Shiver fan, I knew I had to get Cece in the island, so that was the one thing that I went ahead and did. But of course, to get Cece in, that would mean that I would have to get rid of one of my existing villagers, which I didn't really want to do. But very sadly, my unfortunate victim, it was Tiansheng, my beautiful Chinese oriental monkey Sun Wukong. Literally Goku. I've had to evict Goku. But I've brought her in. Here is our house, sadly replacing where Tiansheng used to live. And like I did with all of my other villagers, I also redid the home of Cece. So we're going to go in and we're going to see that just now. And of course, she has to be making a DIY as soon as I come in. I'll show a screenshot of what this area would be like if it wasn't for her smacking a DIY workbench in the middle of the room. But look at her. She's so cute. I think they did a great job with Cece and trying to make her like Shiver. And even though I did have to say goodbye to Tiansheng, I think this is a very worthy replacement. Anyway, this is her house. Ignore the DIY workbench, but look at the screenshot for that. But look, it's this really cozy Japanese style home here with the Zenlo board, the low seat. You have ramen broth cooking on the saucepan here. Saucepan? You have ramen broth cooking in the big old pot here. And of course a little Splatoon reference with the splat shot on top of the bottle crate. Obviously, because there's ramen in the pot, there has to be ramen on the table. Come on now. Then this living area with this beautiful sofa and some blue detailing with the blue marshmallow stool to match all of the other blue stuff going on. Tiny little TV, some lamps to make that nice ambient lighting. And in the corner here, of course, a little futon to be able to sleep in. As well as a little bonsai on the kind of bedside table going on here. So yeah, I really like how this house turned out. It's really cozy. It's the perfect vibe for Cece, who's of course based off Shiver, and then Shiver, who has a lot of Japanese clothing, Japanese items associated with her style. I think it's really fitting, and the lighting is so nice because of all the lamps and everything going on. And I think I would say that this is one of my favorite villager interiors that I've ever done, just because of how homely it really feels. I don't know, the vibes are just immaculate. I really liked Tiansheng's old house, so I was really happy that I was able to replace it with something just as good, if not better, probably better actually. And the decoration on the outside of her house is fairly simple. I really didn't know what to put without making it not match the island theme and aesthetic. I was going to put some more Splatoon items. I was going to put like a splatter shot or something, but it just didn't really match the aesthetic of the island. So I've gone for a little sign with a Shiver icon on it, a wooden stool with the colors of Shiver, and then just a tiki torch in the back to add some nice lighting. Now, I also did mention that there were Zelda villagers that came out. However, I do not play Zelda. I've not played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, which I really want to do once I get a Switch 2, so I can play the remastered versions and play them in their full glory. I also want to play Ocarina of Time, but I just haven't got around to it, sadly. But by seeing one of the two Zelda villagers, I was so tempted. And I feel like I got slightly peer pressured into this by one of my closest friends who is very much a Zelda fan. They're probably watching this video, they know who they are. So I caved in, and oh, I regret replacing her, but I also don't, but I also kind of do. I replaced Sky. Now it's very sad for me because I got Sky from a random campsite and I always liked her anyway, but to get her from a random pull from the campsite was just great, to be honest. and that's probably why I had so much emotional attachment to her. It's not like I like bore off Nookazon or something, which I had to do for a good few of my villages. But I caved in, and so I present to you direct neighbors with Cece, by the way. Tulin's house. Obviously, we got the goddess statue with the little flower crown from his village over here. A little silent princess over here. And then I kept the birdhouse from Sky's outside decoration because it actually fits, because Tulin is technically a bird. But anyway, this is another villager house that I'm so happy with. In fact, way better than Sky's, to be honest. So let's go see. And this is Tulin's house. My god, am I proud of this. Luckily, he's not doing any DIYs or anything, so we get to see it in its full glory. Let's start with this first section over here. We just have some floor seating over here with the Ocarina of Time just casually placed on a stool, as you do. On this side, we have a fairy bottle, a record player, and a lantern here for some nice lighting. All of these houses just look so much better in the dark when you have these nice orange lights. It just adds so much. And then the star of the show, a Korok Forest little part here thing. Look at it. So we've got the goddess statue here, some silent princesses around, obviously the master sword in the middle. We have the Zonai authentication crest in the back. We have the Decayed Guardian here, and two mossy stone lanterns in the back to obviously add to the beautiful lighting situation that's going on here. And a rupee here in the middle to collect when you switch between the two areas. Here is kind of a closer look at the Korok Forest portion of it. Again, the lighting in here is so nice. The contrast of the warm orange tones with the kind of blue, green, turquoisey kind of action going on with the Korok Forest and all of the other elements just makes for such a nice pairing. Also, the fact that some of these elements as well glow, like the Zonai authentication crest and the silent princesses, it just really brings this room to life, I feel like, and I'm so happy with this. I love the way that I managed to blend the kind of forest environment into being an actual home with actual homely elements, and I think it fits him really well. This is the perfect place for him, if I do say so myself. I just kind of fell in love with his design, even though I haven't played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I just thought the design was really, really cool. And with the absence of Tiansheng, I just felt like I wanted a jock back on the island. Yes, I accidentally turned off this lamp while trying to talk to him. Ignore that. And now he's angry at me because I talked to him so many times while I was trying to turn this lamp back on. Great. And those are the two villager changes I've made thanks to this update. I don't regret them one bit. I think they add so much to this island. CC, of course, is just, for me as a Splatoon fan, is just an insanely good addition and something that I would have wanted in this game for so long. And Tulin is a villager that caught me completely by surprise, but I'm very, very happy that I brought him in. Also, I was very much not happy with the way I did Anka's home. In that last tour, I didn't even like her home. I just put it into the video because I needed to show everyone's homes off. So I did end up redoing Anka's home just a bit. Unfortunately, she is not at home right now, but I will put some screenshots up on screen of what the interior looks like. Now, if you have a keen eye, you may notice that the layout is very similar to Sky's, who unfortunately I had to get rid of. But yeah, I was running out of ideas. I wanted to give some sort of royal desert palace vibe without being like a complete palace, while being a little bit of a home at the same time, which is kind of what I tried to do in the first one, but it just ended up looking really basic and I just ended up hating it. So I may have slightly robbed Sky's interior, but thank you for that, Sky. Your contribution will not be forgotten. Your legacy remains on this island. Please come to my hotel. I want to make you a room. I feel bad. I do not have any outdoor changes to put in this video just yet. To be honest, I'm not really going to change much in the outside anyway. The only thing I was thinking is maybe putting some of the Zelda furniture outside because they look really cool and it kind of fits with the island theme as well, with all of the natural stuff that's going on. Maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't. Right now I cannot be bothered. But that'll be a work in progress, and eventually I will be updating my dream address so that you can go and visit the new revamped Shiba. But I did make a few changes to the inside of my house, which is something that I do not do. I am very much not an interior design person. Well, I like interior design. I just don't like getting the furniture to be able to design. That's part of the reason why I love the DLC so much, and part of the reason why I loved being able to design all of the interiors of my village's home is because I had everything to play with. But when it comes to my own home, I just can't be bothered to get all of the furniture. But after a few days of grinding and highballing on Nookazon, yes, not lowballing, highballing, I've made some changes to my home, so come inside and let's see. Now, firstly, in the main room, one of the standout items from the new update, the cat plushies. I have a black cat here and a calico cat here. Unfortunately, I do not have any cats in real life, so these two cats are based off of two of my friends' cats. Also, I did have a cat tower in the house the whole time, so it is very nice to be able to finally have some cats to go along with the cat tower. And then some very minute changes that nobody really cares about. These simple panels, the outside of them used to be silver, they are now dark brown, because I realized I can go to Cyrus to customize them. And this dish drying rack over here used to be blue, and is now white and silver. Yeah, these are very minute details that literally no one cares about except me. But it's actually these little things that really help to tie a home together. And this main room has been very slightly elevated because of that. Now, if we head upstairs, this is going to be my second favorite room of the house. Of course, the main room is by far my favorite. And it's not like I have many options in this house because obviously I've blocked off both of the side doors. Yeah, remember when I said I hated hunting and getting furniture? That's why these side rooms are blocked. But this main room has a lot of stuff in it and it basically just does it all. And I quite like how it's all in one space, to be honest. But anyway, let's go upstairs. Welcome to the Splatoon room. Yes, as you can see, the main thing I was excited about in this update was all of the Splatoon furniture. So I've dedicated a whole room to it. Of course, I have a few things that aren't Splatoon related. I put this Lego Plum Blossom here because I just really like it and I didn't really have anywhere else to put it. Then I have a little PC gaming setup kind of thing here. I thought this was the most appropriate room to put it in. And then I have a little vending machine here, as of course a reference to the vending machine in Side Order, the DLC. On this table here I have a Super Sea Snail and a Splatter Shot. Some golden eggs kind of scattered everywhere, one on this table, one on top of those boxes over there, and two on the floor here. A gumball machine here because of obviously the gumball machine that is in the lobby. Nintendo Switch here, self-explanatory. And then a Super Sea Snail here as well. Over here in this corner, as you can see, there is a crab tank. One of the coolest specials in the game, probably the coolest special, and one of the coolest items in the update. It's kind of just sitting there on this ink-splattered floor in the corner as a little display piece with the spotlights kind of shining down on it. Over here, there's this corner with some lockers here. Obviously in the games you can customize your own locker and you can go into the locker room and you can see the lockers of all of your friends and the people you've played with recently. So this is kind of just an ode to that. Squid bumper on the floor. Here we have an Octoling wig with the Takaroka nylon vintage kind of quarter zip hoodie sweatshirt kind of thing. Yeah, that. This is actually the item that I wear in my 96 cal build, which was in the one Splatoon video that I made. I was wearing that in the whole video. And so I was so happy that this was one of the clothing items that they chose to bring into the game. Squid Jukebox, of course, is also present in the lobby. This telephone here and the top over here is a reference to Octo Expansion, the Splatoon 2 DLC. On the walls over here, we have a bunch of items. We have an ink tank in the back, the Hero Suit replica over there in the corner, the Force reboots. We have Small Fry sat on top of a locker. Well, of course, it's the Small Fry headband, but I've made it look like he's kind of sitting on top of that locker, as you can see. And a poster of Cece, because why not? I love her. She's great. Some other items on the wall over to this side. We have the Tri-Shred Tee over here, which is of course what you start out with in the game. Yet another Takaroka nylon vintage, and the shoes from the Hero Suit. And of course, the best part until last, we have a recreation of the news screen. I kind of want to move this gumball out of the way. As you can see, we have recreated the news lobby. We have the Splatfest sign going on in the back. with Shiver Fry and Big Man over there. We have a video camera here out in front to be able to video and broadcast the news to everyone. And then in this part, we have Shiver, Fry, and Big Man kind of here, including their little cushions. And Big Man isn't really holding a TV, he's holding an amp, but yeah, you know what, it works. And then Shiver's top and Fry's top to cover for the absence of them not being here, obviously. And I've even gone to the level of detail of putting the little platform that Shiver has in front of her right here. And even the decoration at the top, we have the same lanterns, well, similar enough lanterns to the ones that are in the news broadcast. Yeah, I cannot tell you how much I love this room. The amount of time spent ordering from my catalog, going to Nookazon to get all of the other additional stuff that I wanted to make all of these areas was a grind that was very, very worth it in the end, because I'm so happy with this room and how it turned out. Like I said, I always wanted a Splatoon room ever since I saw that the furniture was announced. And I think this room just went beyond all of my expectations of what I could have in a Splatoon room. Now, some of you, aka absolutely none of you, would probably be wondering, I thought there was a gym upstairs. What happened to the gym? Let's go downstairs. And welcome to the new and improved basement gym. I'll put up on screen what the old one looked like. This, in my eyes, is such a huge improvement. And that was because I put in the grind to be able to go onto Nookazon and get all of this stuff, which I didn't have before. I was working with very limited resources before, but now we have built a fully fledged gym room and I love it. I think it's great. It's the dream basement gym that I would want, and it takes the previous idea I had of a gym and just makes it so much nicer. So in this entrance little corner over here, we have some lockers, some gym shoes, some extra shirts for whatever reason. After your workout, you want to change it to some clean clothes. Here's a fresh set for you. Even though your bedroom / living room / kitchen / reading corner is literally one flight of stairs above you, so you can just go there and get your clothes from there. Here I just have another Takaroka nylon vintage. This is kind of like just gym clothing. Yes, I would wear this to the gym, absolutely. Look, it's so cool. This is like the perfect pump cover, and then some joggers or sweatpants also hanging there ready to be used. In this corner we have a little shower. As you can see, the curtains over here, and we have the shower, and then some other stuff for your needs. For example, we have a mirror here so you can look at yourself after you've showered, make sure you look good. Stereo player to play some music, little TV for your entertainment after you have showered, water bottle to go with the water cooler over here, and of course, quintessential protein shake. Now coming to the main part, we have an exercise ball over here, and a yoga mat to be able to stretch and do your warm-ups and cooldowns. Over here we have a punching bag and a speed bag. We have a treadmill, an exercise bike. Here we have your bench. We have a pull-up bar. We just have some kind of container storage thing going on here with a dumbbell and a kettlebell on top, and a weighing scale in case you wanted to weigh yourself. So yeah, this gym is very much an improvement from the previous iteration. I like it a lot more now. It feels more like a proper home gym rather than just a room with some exercise equipment and a whole boxing ring kind of shoved in there. And I'm very glad I went through the grind to be able to get this room to what it looks like. And yeah, I just really, really love this room. I think it's perfect. So that is all that I have changed on my island thanks to this update. I thought I'd just make a quick video to show off what I've been doing since the update came out, as well as of course showing you that the video from before is technically not the final version of the island, but once I'm done with this, then it definitely will be. I'm so much more happy with my home interior now. I'm very much happy with the 2 new villages, as well as Anka's redesigned interior. And if I decide to do anything else with the outdoor sections of my island, you will be able to see it with my dream address. The link will be in the description and on screen right now. Obviously I haven't updated it just yet, but if you haven't seen it already and you want to go pay a visit, please go do so. I'm so proud of this island and I want to share it with you guys. Oh, also a minor trivial change, I put a bamboo bench here. Yep, great change that everyone really asked for. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been so long since I last uploaded and I couldn't tell you when I'm next going to upload, so enjoy it while it lasts. like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, that's all the time I've got.